Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Andrea and it's nice to have you guys here. Today we've got another Playbox video. So like I kind of had switched over to last month, this is going to be a first impressions of the current month, which is September. Yes, September 2017, and then a review of the August products. So the Playbox arrived, had these products for about a week. It arrived on Monday and it's now Sunday. I've been playing around with them. They came this month, despite the red and white and black polka dot look with the card, the box, or the bag, was bright pink satin, and it says a change of face. I really love this one. And then there was some really good products in here, as well as one that so far well, let me just get into them. So let's start with the skincare. So there was two skincare products, which it's really hard to do first impressions. It's also really hard for me to review skincare because I'm so locked into my regular skincare routine that switching up products is not something that I prefer to do. But so far I am liking these, especially one of them. So the one that I'm getting on with fairly well so far, it's by Belief and it's the True Cream Aqua Bomb. So it looks like this. And then it's got kind of an icy blue gel cream on the inside. It smells really fresh. I can't quite nail down the scent. I'm not sure if I can't tell if it's a natural fragrance that I'm smelling or if it's a synthetic kind of perfume fragrance, but it does smell good. I like it. It's very kind of invigorating. So I've been using this in the mornings and it does kind of give my skin a bit of extra moisture and just kind of wakes it up. So I've used this in place of my regular Eminence moisturizer in the morning. So I'll keep trying that out. So far I am liking it. The other skincare is by Algenist and it's the Power Recharging Night Pressed Serum. It's this really kind of almost a solid cream. When you mix it on your hands to put on your face, it does kind of not liquefy it, but it does warm it up and lighten it up a little bit. This one does have more of a synthetic fragrance. It's not terrible, it's not super heavy. Algenist isn't a brand that I use that frequently, but these little pots do come in handy here and there. I'm just really, anything that claims to be super anti-aging. I think this one said it's for your face, neck, and kind of chest area, and it's supposed to have alguronic acid, a powerful chemical compound that occurs in microalgae and helps to regenerate and protect the skin. It was discovered by Algenist scientists and is exclusive to their highly effective line. Whenever I see claims like that, I'm always a bit skeptical. A highly concentrated solid serum melts into skin to smooth and visibly refine dull, uneven complexions. The one time I tried it so far, I don't feel like it instantly and visibly refined anything, but I'll give it another try. We'll see. Maybe it was just an off day. Then we got three cosmetics, which is really nice because normally we don't get, usually we get like skincare, a hair product, and then if we're lucky a couple cosmetics. So whenever we get more than one or two cosmetics, I get excited. The first one I'll share is the one that was kind of a dud, at least for me, and that was the Urban Decay, I think it's the Urban Decay Vice Liquid Lipstick and Amulet. So they claim waterproof, intensely pigmented liquid lipstick in a satin matte brick rose shade. So the pros, it's gorgeous. It's an absolutely gorgeous color. I'm not going to swatch it on the back of my hand because I'm too lazy to clean it off. But it is a really pretty brick red. It's a gorgeous matte. It looked good on my lips, other than it does the typical thing that liquid lipstick does where it kind of settles into the fine lines in my lips, because hello, I'm 36 years old, going on 37, so I don't have youthful, plump, line-free lips like I used to. I don't know if I ever did, but I'm not a fan of the liquid lipstick look because I have yet to find one that doesn't sink into those lines. It was incredibly lightweight. You almost don't feel it on your lips. And that was where we started running into the problem. It made it feel like there was nothing on my lips, and that made me feel like my lips were dry. I'm not sure that it was particularly drying exactly. It's just I'm used to having something on my lips, even if it's, you know, a satin finish cream or something like that. So to have nothing, to feel like there was nothing, was just too weird and more than I could really handle. It just was not comfortable. I put it on and I had it on here around the house, and then I got into my car to drive to campus, and I don't even think I had gotten through the Starbucks drive-through near my apartment. While I was in Starbucks, I'm like, I can't take it any longer. So I wiped it off my lips and put on some lip balm. I'm not a matte. There've been a couple matte liquid lipsticks that I've been able to do that weren't completely uncomfortable, but this was not one of them. So if you are looking for a nice, highly pigmented liquid lip that is lightweight and doesn't feel like you're wearing anything, I think this would be the one to go. But if you're like me and you don't really like liquid lipsticks in general, I'd say avoid this. So yeah, that was a bummer. The other kind of bummer, kind of not, was the Benefit Gimme Brow. It's tiny. It's so tiny. Tiny little brush, but that's kind of what I liked about it. So my problem with this product is I just don't like Benefit as a brand. I don't like the message that they tend to promote in their advertisements. I recently wrote a blog post about this in response to their Skip Class Not Concealer advertisement for the Boing concealer, and I just have yet to see them as a company, as part of their corporate message, flip those messages around to something more positive and more empowering. And so they're kind of on my naughty list as a company, and I don't really want to give them my money. So I hate that I love this so much, and now I'm looking for a good dupe for the Gimme Brows, because I love this, and I'm going to use up this little sample because I've paid for my play box, so I don't like wasting products. But I don't think I would want to buy a full-sized tube of this, but it does really work. It covers up the blonde hairs in my brows. It gives it a pretty good, it keeps them in place. I used some brow powder and then this on top, and I think my brows are looking pretty good today. So it's a good product, it works. I just am not a fan of Benefit, and they're still on my, like I said, they're still on my naughty list. Until they come off my naughty list, I'm not gonna buy the full size, so there's that. And then the last product we got in this month's box was the Sephora Contour Eye Pencil 12-Hour Wear Waterproof in black. So it's just a nice little black eyeliner. We got this pencil in like a bronze shade last year. I still have that one, still love that one. I love this formula. It's super soft, it glides on super easily. So yeah, it's great. So I was really, really excited about that. So I've got a low battery light. Let me switch my battery and then I will do the review of last month's products. Okay, and we're back, and I feel like my hair is gone really flat at the top and is still really curly at the bottom. It's just not the best hair day. Okay, so I think I managed to gather up everything. August feels like a lifetime ago when the August box arrived. So the hair product we got was the Caviar Anti-Aging, not sure about that claim, Miracle Multiplying Volume Mist. So it's a spray volumizer. Like I said, I can't make any claims about, I can't speak to their anti-aging claims. I'm not entirely sure about that. But it does smell good. The spray is a really good spray. It evenly distributed on all of my hair. Made my hair feel really good when it was dry. I think I've used this with it wet and then, well, sprayed it when it was wet or damp each time. But then I think a few times I let it air dry overnight while I slept, and then I think a couple times I blow dried it. I think this works well either way. This says to use it with blow drying, but I feel like even air drying it seemed to do pretty well. I can't say that it made my hair have super volume, but I'm not sure that sprays and stuff, I don't know. I feel like if your hair is medium to heavy in texture, there's not a whole lot that any product is going to do to give you extra volume because it's going to be heavy. But I did like this. I will keep you posted if I end up buying a full size of this. This little bottle is lasting quite a while, but I don't use it every single time I wash my hair. But I did like this. I would recommend giving it a try if you can get, especially if you can get one of the smaller samples of it. Another product that I wanted to use, I wanted to like it, kind of didn't want to like it because I don't really need any more skincare, but I just couldn't quite get into this, and it was the Korres Golden Crocus Ageless Saffron Elixir. So it's this kind of golden serum. It looks very beautiful, I will say that. I think it smelled, did it smell? It's a very light, natural fragrance. Nothing too offensive or synthetic smelling. Again, with the anti-aging claims, I mean, I didn't use this every day since this arrived. I just kind of feel like these are one of those kind of luxury products. It didn't seem to aggravate my skin. So if you're looking for just a nice, luxurious extra serum to add in to your routine and you've got the money to spend on that sort of thing, then great. I don't think this holds a candle to any of the Eminence serums that I've tried, so I would still put my money towards Eminence, but Korres is a little bit easier to get your hands on. So yeah, if you're looking for luxury skincare to pamper yourself with and something to kind of feel like you're splurging a bit and doing something nice, I think this would be a nice product, but I don't know. I don't feel like it does anything wild like turn back the hands of time or anything like that. So cosmetics. So we got, excuse how dirty this kind of is, we got a micro beauty blender. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I'm still on the fence about the full-size beauty blender. I'm not really a sponge fan. I much prefer brushes. I had initially been interested in this as concealer for like going under the eyes. The first time I used it damp. I saturated it. It did expand in size. It almost doubled in size. And I squeezed out the excess water so that it was more of a damp sponge. I put on my concealer. I dotted it in, and I swear to God, it lifted all the concealer off my face. No, thank you. I used it again today, dry. It kind of worked, but I feel like for especially getting in under here, as well as on blemishes, I feel like nothing can beat the fingertip. It can get into all those places under your eye, and you can actually feel where you're getting, so you don't have to worry about accidentally stabbing your eyeball with a sponge or anything. Your fingertip doesn't really lift up the product. If it does, it will redeposit it. It's not going to soak it up the way a sponge or a brush does. So yeah, I'm glad I've got one, and I'll keep it in my stash. There might be some use for it at some point. I did try using it with more of a creamy consistency concealer and then more of a liquidy consistency, and I just couldn't get it to work for me. That might be user error. I'm willing to admit that it could be user error. I think they're like $16 or something for a set of 2. They're not cheap. So I would say if you're wanting to try the mini ones, go for one of the dupes. I think Real Techniques and Ulta, I think a lot of stores have like their own version of these. I don't think I'd pay beauty blender prices. So it is soft, but I didn't like it. Just ended at that. We got a mascara back in August. It is the mascara that I'm wearing today. I'm not wearing any false lashes today because I was too lazy this morning. So this is by Clinique. It's the High Impact Mascara, and then it also on the other end has the Lash Building Primer. So the first impressions were good, and I still do like it. I'm not sure I would go out and pay full price for it, but it's one of the reasons why I love that I get the play box, because it means I get to try these, and these little samples still last at least a couple months usually. I would say the reason I'm not too fussed about this one, the mascara side is good. I'm not sure how well you can see my lashes, but I feel like it does a good job of lengthening and separating and defining and volumizing and all that stuff. The primer was what just felt like a gimmick. It just felt like it wasn't really doing anything that special. I've tried the mascara with the primer, without the primer, and one day I even tried it with the primer on one eye and just the mascara alone on the other eye. And honestly, when I did the primer on one but not on the other, the only difference I could detect was it did seem slightly thicker along the lash line, but it didn't extend the length, it didn't extend or maximize the overall volume, it didn't affect the definition, it really didn't do a whole lot. I did like that I could tell that the primer was on my lashes. It didn't look like the primer was only on some lashes and not on others. It's a good brush, it's a good size brush, so it does coat the lashes so that the mascara was truly going over the primer. And like I said, I did notice a slight difference along the lash line, but I still feel like I can kind of get that similar effect just by wiggling the mascara wand along the lashes a little bit more. So I don't know that you really need the double-ended product. I don't know. It was nice to get in the play box, and it's been fun to use. I'd pay $12 for another of this size. I don't think I would pay full price for a full size, if you kind of understand that. But the product that I did fall in love with last month was the little mini sample we got from Hourglass of their Vanish stick foundation. I don't have the box or the information in the other room, but I did go out and buy the full size. So if you watched the Sephora unboxing that I put up last Friday, you'll have seen that the original of this arrived broken. This bit had broken off, the top bit here had broken off and was stuck in the lid, which is not how it's supposed to be. So I took it back and I exchanged it. I did test out the colors, because this color that we got, I got Shell in the little mini, and that was a little bit dark. When I got the Porcelain, so I went and I bought a full size of it in shade Porcelain, and it is what I'm wearing on my face right now. So when I got the Porcelain, I came home, I tried it. This is the third day that I'm wearing it. I will have to keep you guys posted on this. I'm still not sure Porcelain is my shade, but when I used Shell, there aren't that many shades in between Porcelain and Shell, so I'm not sure. The Alabaster was the next darkest shade from Porcelain, and I really couldn't tell a difference. So I don't know, but I feel like when I try to build up the coverage of this, it just doesn't look quite as good. But my skin is really difficult. I feel like this, it matches my neck and it matches the inside of my arms perfectly. And it matched the back of my hand. It just blends in. I can't even see where I've put it on the back of my hand. But I have so much redness and pigmentation from old acne scarring that it makes my skin tone, I think, sometimes look a little bit warmer than it is. But I'm more of a neutral undertone, so foundations are really difficult. So I don't know. I'm still playing around with this. I'm still trying to see if it's really the shade or if it's application. I am just trying to make sure that the shade is the right shade for me, because this is not a cheap foundation. I think this is like, I've got two numbers. I've got 48 and 54 in my head, and I know 54 is the cost of the compacts, but I still don't think this was only 48. Either way, it's not a cheap foundation. I don't want to hold on to it if it's not going to work. I would like, what I liked about this and what I fell in love with when I got the sample was that I literally only had to dot it in a couple places and then blend it with my brush. It is more of a dry matte finish, which is another thing that I like. I don't feel like I have to set it with powder, but if you have dry skin and if you're prone to having dry patches, this would not be good. I'm kind of right there. I technically have dry skin, but because of the products that I'm currently using, it gives me more of a normal skin finish, so I don't have dry patches. So this does work okay on my skin type, but I think if you do have dry patches and struggle with foundation clinging to them, avoid this. You will not like this. I can't speak for oily skin because I don't really have oily skin. I do feel like today I didn't feel the need to be constantly using blotting powder, translucent powder, to kind of blot down my face. It just wasn't, even now, I feel like it's not as oily as it could be. I used some powder in the car on my way to Whole Foods, I think, so a couple hours ago. So I feel like it does pretty well, but yeah, I'm still just trying to make sure that I've got the right shade and that I'm really loving the full size before I commit to keeping it and not returning it. So I will keep you posted. If I do keep it, this will be coming to London with me, so keep your eye out for that, because I probably will do a travel what's in my makeup bag. And with that, I've been rambling way too long. I'm gonna shut up, and yeah, so that's the Playbox recap for last month and this month. First impressions on some of these products are pretty good. If you got any of these or have tried any of these, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, or simply say hi in the comments, because I love talking to you guys. I will see you soon in a new video, so subscribe if you are not subscribed so you don't miss that. You can also click the notification bell if you are so inclined. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.